Devin the Dream Haney shocks critics and Brian Norman Jr. to become the new WBO welterweight champion of the world. Hello fight fans, this is Coach Nathan of Champion Devin Power Boxing with a recap of the fistic fight card that went down this past weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. First off, if you enjoy this video, please click that like, notification button, share, and subscribe. Okay, I watched both these men in training camp, and Devin looked just as strong and just as big as Brian Norman Jr., if not bigger, which proved that he wasn't weight drained as in the past when he was trying to make the 135 or the 140 pound weight classes. I also noticed that with his strength and conditioning, he was using a lot of speed drills, which led me to think that his game plan would be to use his faster jab and quick lateral movement to keep Norman, the puncher, off balance, which he did, which was also the reason why Norman couldn't get set to land the same type of power punches that he could on his other opponents. Ironically, before the start of the second round, you can hear his pops/chief cornerman, Brian Norman Sr., imploring his son to close the gap, because in his words, Devin has no power, which set him up for the left hook, right hand, left hook combination, which not only dropped, hurt, and cut Norman, but caused him to fight bewildered and somewhat shell-shocked during the rest of the match. Case in point, when in close, he was the one initiating most of the clinching and holding, as opposed to fighting on the inside, which is what him and Pops, his trainer, said that they would do throughout the pre-fight build-up. In the later rounds, Devin seemed to take his foot off the gas and coast, which caused the early excitement of the match to decrease because it was too much waiting and feinting. To me at least, it looked like if he continued to pop the jab, snap it out there, that he could have lined up Norman for another right hand left hook combination to get him out of there early. Nevertheless, it turned out the way Haney described during the build-up, which was that Brian Norman Jr. was not on his level. As for all the trash talk done mainly by the fathers, it was good to see the sportsmanship from both camps afterward. Another interesting note, the Haney camp was in Saudi Arabia 3 weeks early, as opposed to the Norman camp arriving about 5 days early, proving that early acclimation to a foreign country, as well as getting used to the new time zone, it does make a difference. Now, as for the other main event matchup, David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde, I stated on a more popular boxing channel than mine when this match was first announced months ago, that this was just a stay busy fight for Benavidez, and that if Yarde fought with the same low left hand with no defense, which, by the way, got him knocked out against Artur Beterbiev and Sergey Kovalev, well, I stated that he wouldn't last 5 rounds. And I was a little wrong because he took a beating and was stopped in round 7. No offense, but if Anthony Yarde is to continue professional prize fighting, he should fire his trainer, even if he's a childhood buddy or cousin. This man had a 16-week training camp to work on some bobbing and weaving, slipping and ducking against a known high-volume power puncher, and he proved to be just a well-conditioned, human, moving punching bag. He seems like a good young man who doesn't deserve to have brain damage in his future. So, that's my take on this one, folks. But don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, click that like and notification button, share and subscribe to Champion Devin Power Boxing. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next main event.